Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. Welcome to my first video of 2022. I'm quite excited for this one. So we are today going to be talking about my predictions for Pokemon Legends Arceus. There's only a couple of weeks to go. Less than that actually, till Pokemon Legends Arceus comes out. We've seen a lot of trailers, we've seen a lot of gameplay, we've seen a lot of new news and leaks, supposed leaks. I don't listen to leaks. Anyway, so first, before we get into this one, got to ready myself for Beyond. I'm not sponsored, by the way. Sponsor me. I love you. So we've seen lots of new forms, obviously, for Pokemon Legends Arceus. We've seen the Braviary. We've seen the Growlithe. We've also seen the evolution for Stantler, which is Weirdeer. So we've seen a lot of new forms for Pokemon Legends Arceus. I don't know. I feel like there's still... Oh, obviously, there's going to be a lot more to come. So I don't really think for this game there's going to be any sort of gimmick as such that we've seen in the past, like Dynamax or Z-moves, Megas. I don't think any of these will be a thing in Legends Arceus, and if they are, I'd be incredibly surprised. But I don't think it's something that they would do. It doesn't make sense, because obviously Pokemon and trainers, they're not actually they're living together rather than battling for each other. You know, they're two separate worlds. So it just wouldn't make any sense to have a gimmick like Z-moves, which obviously relies on friendships, Megas, which relies on your friendship as well, and your bond between people and Pokemon, and Dynamaxing just doesn't make sense. Obviously, they need the power spots, and I doubt there'd be power spots back in those days in the Hisui region, so it wouldn't make any sense, obviously, to have sort of gimmicks like that, but it might come with its own gimmick. This game might have its own gimmick that kind of just makes sense in this kind of world. But I suppose the only way we'll find out is obviously when the games come out. So if you remember from the Alola region, they was actually talking about that Yungoos and Gumshoos, they came from a different region, but we don't know where. They never stated where from, and that they were moved to the Alola region, obviously, to push out all of the Alolan Rattatas and Eraticates. Now, I have this feeling that the region that they brought it from, in fact, was the Hisui region. It kind of makes sense in a way, because obviously, like I said, it comes from a foreign region that they never stated what. So it makes sense to put them in the Hisui region. And obviously, because they don't exist in the Sinnoh region, maybe because they moved them to the Alola region and they've been breeding over there, all the population of Gumshoos and Yungoos in the Hisui region, and soon to be obviously the Sinnoh region, they don't exist no more. They have just been wiped off the face of the Sinnoh region, that they are now just obviously in the Alola region. So I would love to see Yungoos and Gumshoos in these games. Now, being a shiny hunter, you know full well I love my shiny Pokemon, and I think it would make sense if they had shiny Pokemon in this game. A lot of people have been saying that there might not be shinies in this game, but I feel like it will be. I mean, the whole purpose of this game is to complete the Pokedex and do research into new Pokemon forms that we've not seen before. So obviously, shiny Pokemon are a rare variant, a rare form, if you like, of each Pokemon. So it would make sense to have shinies. How are they going to do it? I don't know. It would be nice to have them in the overworld, like what they did in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. They had the overworld shinies, which sadly they didn't do in Sword and Shield, which was incredibly upsetting for me, because I was hoping they would. I hoping that was the wild area was the perfect opportunity to do it, and they didn't do it, so I'm a bit upset at that. But hey, you never know. I would love to have overworld shinies. Obviously, now that the field of view is also a lot larger in these games as well, like it wasn't obviously in Sword and Shield, it was just like whatever you can see within sort of a couple of meters in front of you. But obviously this game has a much wider field of view, so it would make sense that shiny Pokemon will show up in the overworld, and like you could look off into the distance and see, I don't know, a shiny Psyduck just chilling by the sea, you know, like chilling by a little pond, and you run over there and you just launch a Pokeball at him. There you go, you registered a shiny Psyduck into your Pokedex. So obviously we've seen the Hisuian Voltorb, and a lot of people have been talking about how are they going to go about this Voltorb, because obviously it's a completely different form to what we're used to with Voltorb. Obviously it would make sense to have a Hisuian Electrode as well, but I feel like they're not going to stop there. I think they're going to make a new evolution for him, and maybe kind of base him off of the Heavy Ball, which obviously if you pre-ordered the game, I believe you get like 20 or 30 Heavy Balls from that region. It would make sense if the third evolution of the Hisuian Voltorb is a Heavy Ball. So obviously we know this game is going to be focused around Arceus and how Arceus created the world, how Arceus is the god of all Pokemon, even though we all know that it's Bidoof. In Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, before that game actually came out, there was a tweet by someone called Eclipse. I'll post a little screenshot here of the tweet. If you see by the church, there is it looks like an Arceus figure, but it doesn't look like Arceus, and that makes me believe that there could feasibly be something hidden in this Legends Arceus game, and Arceus is not the Arceus that we've seen in the past. I think that Arceus will have some sort of origin form, a bit like the Kyogre and Groudon. Obviously they had their primal versions in ORAS, so I think it would make sense for Arceus to have some sort of origin form, and I really hope they take that opportunity. If they don't, I'm not going to be too disappointed, but that's my thoughts on, obviously, Arceus and what I think they're going to do with him in the Legends Arceus game. So I don't really think it's going to be set in the same universe as BDSP and obviously the original Diamond and Pearl Platinum games. I don't really think it's going to be based in the same universe, same timeline. I think it's going to be its own separate timeline. Now, this, I think, will be the perfect opportunity for them to basically show you what the universe that Cyrus created at the end of BDSP and Diamond and Pearl Platinum, where he made a new universe, and then obviously he disappeared into this new universe. I think this new universe isn't actually a new universe, and he's created a parallel universe where obviously some things will be different, some things will be the same, and obviously in parallel universes, a lot of things do change. So I think that the world that Cyrus created, Team Galactic are actually the good guys, and they're the ones doing the research for the region. And obviously they get knowledge of Arceus, and all they want to do is save Arceus. I think that's what they're going to do in this game. Obviously they are called Team Galaxy, so it sort of makes sense. They've got a slightly tweaked name, because obviously it's different in a parallel universe, but it makes sense that they're the good guys in this game, because I think it's Cyrus's world that he created. So I'm hoping for some sort of long, grindy story. I've always loved Pokemon games, or any game in general, that has a grindy story, because it prolongs the time that you play the game for and then implements that into the story. It just wouldn't make sense to me if this game was short, or as short as Sword and Shield was anyway. But I feel like Sword and Shield was obviously the foot in the right door, just not done the right way, if that makes sense. So I feel like this game will be a grindy story, which will be great, because then that means a lot of content and a lot of views. Yeah. So obviously something that I haven't seen spoken about much is the online gameplay. How is it going to work with Pokemon Legends Arceus Online? Now, I hope there's some sort of wild area kind of thing crossed with obviously the Grand Underground in BDSP, where you can obviously play in real time with other people and catch Pokemon and maybe battle. I don't know, them sort of things. It would be a bit silly for them to leave out of this game. But then at the same time, I'm not going to be upset, of course, if there are not any online aspects to the game. It would make sense for it to be a solo game where you do your own thing. It sort of takes you back to the old days, really, because if you think about it, like in the real world, there was no Wi-Fi, there was no internet, wasn't even dial-up back then. So it would make sense for it to be a solo story. But at the same time, I would love some sort of online gameplay. It just makes sense, you know what I mean? It engages you with more people, and obviously it'd be nice things to do with my community as well, which is one thing I loved about Sword and Shield, was the Dynamax adventures and the raids, because you can do that with people in your community. Same with the Grand Underground. We're actually planning soon to do some shiny hunts in the Grand Underground with my community. So it's kind of a nice way to engage with people. But obviously that's from a creator standpoint. From obviously the consumer standpoint, it goes both ways, really. If there's no online, there's no online. Fair enough. Let's just get on with it. If there is, then great. You know, good way to talk, to play with your friends. Good way to engage yourself with more new people in the community. It's just so many things that the internet actually brings to these games. So I hope they have some sort of online aspect. But if they don't, I'm not too bothered, really. Not too bothered. So this is not, it's not really a thought on what I think is going to come in the game, but something I hope will be a thing in this game, or if not now, in the future. So obviously, if you remember in X and Y and ORAS, they had the Horde encounters, so something similar to that. I think it would be something called like ambush encounters or something like that, which would be like waves of Pokemon all kind of helping each other to defend me off. Obviously, I am the trainer that's trying to capture them, and they don't want to be captured, so they're like waves and waves of Pokemon. and they're all helping each other out. So it sort of brings in the aspects of horde encounters, and of course the SOS method that was in Sun and Moon. It's sort of like a mixture of those two, and yeah, I feel like that's something they could probably do in this game. It makes sense, obviously, with it being a mostly open world game. It just makes sense to have some sort of ambush encounter where Pokemon are not just, you know, they see me as a threat, so they're like, okay, I'm going to take you out, I'm going to get on my mates and beat the crap out of you. So I'm also hoping for some sort of BDSP kind of connection in a way. So obviously they haven't finished BDSP yet. Obviously the online stuff, a lot of the online stuff isn't actually unlocked yet until obviously the new update comes out. And I feel like the new update will come out around the same time that Legends Arceus comes out, and I'm hoping it has some sort of connection in a way, whether it be you can transfer Pokemon from Legends Arceus, including the new Pokemon like Basculegion and stuff, into BDSP. I just feel like that would make sense in a way, because obviously these Pokemon didn't just die off and disappear off the face of the earth. They've just changed. You know what I mean? They've just changed. So they could have just stored them in a box for thousands of years until the story in BDSP. But then obviously that does wash out the idea that I said earlier about it obviously being an alternate universe. But it would be nice to have some sort of connection, even if it's just Pokemon Home. I would really appreciate that from Game Freak, and I hope they implement it somehow, that you can shiny hunt these Pokemon and store them in Pokemon Home, or even send them to BDSP. Please do that. I beg you, do that. Game Freak, watch this and listen to me. I have good ideas, okay? So yeah, I'm currently out of breath because I've had a lot of things to talk about with this game, and I've been meaning to get out a video like this for quite a while now, and I've just had all these ideas, all these theories and stuff that I've just mashed up into one video. And obviously when I've got ideas and I'm excited about my ideas, I talk bloody fast, so I'm really sorry for that. Whoever's watching this, I'm really sorry for that. But yeah, I think really that's all my thoughts on the game so far. I'm quite excited for it to come out. Obviously, as you know, it's only about a week and a half, 2 weeks away now, so very excited to play it. And obviously we'll be doing some live streams as soon as it comes out. The day it comes out, we will be streaming, so definitely look out for that. Obviously we stream Monday and Friday, and obviously I upload every Wednesday at this minute in time. Anyway, if you haven't watched my update video, click it up in the iCard above, and you can have a look at kind of some of the things to look for this year. But yeah, I'm very excited for Legends Arceus to come out. It's not very far off, and I'm excited to see what they bring. Because this is a completely different idea to Pokemon. This is a whole different universe. Like, so many different ideas that could have been used in the past. Now is the time to use them, and I think this probably could be the best game on the Switch. I'm hoping it sells better than Sword and Shield, because it kind of pains me that Sword and Shield was the best selling game of last year, and the year before that, and the year before that. So it does trigger me just a tad. So I'd love Legends Arceus to be the best selling game this year so far. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I hope you are too, and I hope you like some of the ideas I said. Let me know your thoughts, obviously, in the comments below. And yeah, if you have enjoyed this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on those push button notifications so you never miss a new video or stream from me. I need some Beyond before I die. And with that, everyone, I've been Nate, you've been great. I'll see you in the next one.